Someone asked me to do a video about young people, children, using cell phones and tablets. And what they are inferring or alluding to in asking me that question in an indirect way, so to speak, is the downside to them using the tablets and the cell phones. And just cutting right to the chase, I know this subject very, very intimately and very well. I have children that are grown, and I have children that are my stepchildren, and I understand the infatuation with electronics. So much so that this infatuation, which is what it really is, has really gotten out of hand, not just with my own children, but about the whole society by and large. I see this every single day because I live this thing called life. In my business, away from my business, I see people on cell phones. Every time you turn your head to the left or to the right or before you and behind you, someone is talking or texting on a phone or playing a game on a phone. As it relates to children, young children, from my own experience, they should have certain restraints or control mechanisms. Even though these things are phone equipped or tablet equipped as far as the parental control situation is concerned, the parents are really not using them. I find that parents are allowing their children to go onto YouTube, go onto Twitter, going on to Facebook when they're under the age of 18 or 17 even. And these kids are exploring. It is a fantasy world, the internet, for young people. Young people start out with cartoons, very innocent, and then they start going into world star hip hop. I believe I said that right. I think you know what I'm talking about. It lets you know really that I'm not into those things because I don't know the name that well. They go from cartoons, the girl cartoons, the boy cartoons, various things like Disney, and then they leave those things and they start going to areas that they shouldn't be in because the internet is wide open, and if you press the right word or keyword in, you're going to find yourself somewhere that you probably didn't know existed on the internet as a child, I should say. And then the exploration even goes even further. So I was rambling on, but let me kind of just bring it on home. Parents, if you have children that are under the age of 18, let's say, you should utilize the parental controls on your children's tablets and or laptops if they have laptops. You should also limit the amount of time that they're on their tablets, the amount of time that they're allowed to play games, the amount of time that they use their cell phones. Now, herein lies the rub. So often, more often than not, parents are not controlling their homes. Their children are controlling them and manipulating them to a great degree. I know this from experience, not just in my own home, but I know this from experience. It is factual. And if you're honest with yourselves, you know this to be true as well. Oftentimes, because the parent does not have the self-control, the temperance, or the patience to sit down with their children and do something constructive outside of them having homework from school, do your homework, and once they're done with the homework, they have a whole lot of free time. So they wind up sitting in front of cable television, sitting on their tablets or laptops, sitting on their cell phones that they really shouldn't have at a certain age, and they're just texting and just enamored with that world of videos, that world of music, and you don't really know what they're watching. You don't know what they're listening to. You don't know who they're texting and who they're talking to on their phone, because they go off into their own little world in the next room or what have you. And to you, it's freedom. Freedom from having to talk to your child. That's one of the lost arts, being a parent. Many of us are allowing these devices, these electronics, to raise our children, along with those people at school, on the playground, along with their friends that they meet in the neighborhoods, and television. Also, we're allowing, I should say, everyone to raise our child but us. We spend this amount of time, of creative time, with our children, maybe, but the vast majority of the time they're sitting in front of an electronic device. So this is my suggestion to you, to those people who are doing these things. Man up and woman up. Start spending quality time with your children. Open up your Bible. Open up your Quran, your Torah, whatever. Sit down, take an hour out of the day and read your Bible, your Torah, your Quran with your child. Teach them about something that has real value. Turn on some videos, some motivational videos. Show them something on television. Show them some podcasts about how to be an entrepreneur, how to be something other than an individual that's just out here just seeking entertainment. A lot of times children say, I'm bored. In my entire life, this is Reginald speaking to you, I have never, ever, ever in my life said I was bored. I have never in my entire life been bored. You know why? I'm creative. You know why? I have always looked at life as a big canvas, and I'm the one who's painting the picture on that canvas. I'm in control of my own life and my destiny. That is how I perceive life. I don't need anyone to tell me how to have fun. I don't need anyone to guide me and say, well, you should be doing this and doing that. I have my own ideas. I have my own ambitions, my own dreams. You follow? And you should too, and your children should as well. Stop allowing all of these third parties, stop allowing all of these other entities raise your children for you when you should be raising your children. Your children are with you 90% of the time. They're in school during the day. They may be over a relative's house, grandparents, cousins, or whatever, a certain point in time. They may go on vacation with someone. So stop letting all of these other entities, as I forestated, raise your children. Your children were given to you by the Almighty, by the Creator. They belong to you for the time that they're entrusted to you until they become grown. You no longer are a parent once your children reach the age of maturity. Despite what some people say, I'm going to stay and live with my mother and my father for the rest of my life. You're 30, 40 something years old. That's not fair to that child. You need to teach that child how to be independent. And I want to get back to the video games and the cell phones and so forth. You need to give your children incentive or incentives to do good. You should never have to pay your children to wash dishes, to take out the trash, to clean their room, to pick up their shoes, to wash the walls, to do chores around the house. Wash clothes even. You shouldn't pay your children to do that. And you need to make that understood between you and your child. So when your child said, well, Mom, can I get paid to take the trash out? No, I'm not paying you to take the trash out. I don't get paid to take the trash out, Mom or Dad. We don't get paid to take the trash out. We take it out because it's necessary. We clean up and vacuum and wash because it's necessary. So you're going to do the same thing. Now let me tell you what I do with my children and have done. I give my children an allowance. Every week, every 2 weeks, I give them a certain amount of money. Not because I just want to give them money. And I don't want them to have that understanding that, Dad's going to give me money. No. I let them know, and this is the communication that the parent should have with the child. I'm giving you X amount of dollars. Let's say I give you $10 this weekend. A certain portion of that money you're going to save, and the rest of it you can spend. I'm teaching my child responsibility and teaching them that you just cannot be a consumer. You just can't take everything that comes into your hand in terms of finances and blow it. Because if you do that as a child and it becomes who you are and your personality, you're going to do the same thing when you're an adult. And you're going to be reckless as an adult. Now, this is a parent talking to whoever's out there that's a child or even another parent. So I'm letting you know how it's actually supposed to be done. You're teaching children how to be responsible adults while they are children, because you're only going to be a child one time, but you're going to be an adult for the rest of your life. Did you know that? I'm sure you did. You probably just never thought about it. But now I'm bringing that back to your attention. So now, as it relates to cell phones, as it relates to electronic devices, you allow your children to utilize those things as far as the games and the videos and so forth, which you're supposed to be monitoring in the first place. You give them about an hour. You can decide on the amount of time. It's 24 hours in a day. So you decide on the amount of time that you would have them play that electronic device, and you take it away. So, for example, my children can play their electronic device for an hour, no more than an hour and a half, maybe on the weekend. But you're not going to sit for 5 or 6 hours playing a video game or video games. You're not going to sit on your tablet, entertainment, for a straight 6 or 7 hours. It's not going to happen. You know why? Because you're killing this up here. There's reality and there's fantasy. When you're playing games, games don't last forever. They will be over. But your life is the most important element of your existence. How do I make a living for myself? Will a game or a video game teach you that? No. Will a favorite movie or a video teach you that? No. Will a music video teach you that? No. But your parents can, and they should be teaching you how to be a responsible human being, how to have respect for adults and authority, how to have respect for themselves, how to love themselves, teach them how to wash up or how to take a bath and how to clean themselves, how to groom themselves. You're supposed to do these things. These things are supposed to be taught to you as a child. So when you're older, it will be second nature. These are common things. Teach your children the value of $1. Teach them how to be financially intellectual. As I said before, every time you get money in your hand, you don't spend everything that you have. You take a percentage. I don't care if you think that it's not a lot of money. Well, it's only $10. I can't save all of this, Then you wait till the next time you receive some money and you add to it. Get in the habit of doing this. For example, let's say I'm the child, hypothetically. Mom gives me $10. I'm going to take 10% of it will be $1, of course, but I'm going to take $2 out of the 10. I put that $2 away in a savings. Savings doesn't mean go back and take it out, okay? I'm going to take that $2 and I'm going to put it in the savings. That's for my future. That's what you should teach your children. This is for your future. This is not, well, I saw my favorite toy and I'm collecting for that. If you want to do that, then you take $4 out and you put $2 towards your savings and $2 for something that you want to do in the future. And the other $6 is what you have to spend right now. Now, teach your children also on the same note. Make sure that you are certain what you want to spend that money on. So if you have $6 or $8 to spend, and after taking your savings out, you say, well, this is what I want. If it's 10 things you want to do and you only have $6 or $8, you can't do all 10 things. So you have to make a clear decision, a definitive decision. This is what I want to do. And the next time, I'll get this other thing that I want. See, children don't have patience. They don't have self-control. They will keep looking at you, well, this $10 is not enough. Well, you teach your children patience then. You teach them how to wait, the art of waiting. These things start when they are in the arms, okay? When they're small. You teach this to them then. You don't wait till they become an adult who have peer pressure in school because they see the second child in the room or their friends who have these other material things, and then they begin to feel pressure that they have to have them as well. And then you are creating something within their own mind and their conscience to make them want to maybe steal. I know this is a bit much in this video. I didn't really intend to go this far, but I think it's warranted. I think it's necessary for a lot of you that are out there. Now, again, on the videos, on the cell phones, every time I turn around, I can stand outside the door of my job and I see a kid, head down, headphones on, they're texting. I see people driving up and down the street, on a busy street. Every other car, every 2 cars, there's a male or a female texting. Keep looking down, texting. For real? Children are doing this too. They started as children doing that, and now they're adults with that same bad behavior. Do you know a lot of people get killed in car incidents? I won't say accidents, but incidents, because they're not paying attention to the road. Your job when you step in an automobile driving down the road is not to be looking at a cell phone. It's to be paying attention to your surroundings, yourself and the other drivers. That's your job. Not, oh, I got to get this call. No, you don't. Pull your behind over to the side and do all of the texting you have to do all the phone calls you have to do, and go on about your business when you're done. It's not that important. It's not more important than your life or the life of somebody else who you could potentially kill. Okay? Now back on the children and the cell phones again, and the tablets. One more time. Maybe I can bring this home to you now. As I said before, you choose a time. You tell your children, for example, you can only use your electronic device for an hour at a time a day, or an hour and a half. If your children's grades in school are not up to par, then you are going to be on a restriction where you won't be using that cell phone or that device that particular day. And you let them know, and don't feel pressured by that child's, response. The puffing of the lips, or the dropping of the head. All of that stuff means nothing. It means that they're really trying you. They want you to try not try, but they want to manipulate you, and they want you to go against what you just said. You don't want to have this kind of relationship with your children. You want to have this kind of relationship. I don't mean this to say violence. I mean firm when I show that fist. You want to have a solid, firm relationship with your children where they know that you are the parent and they are the child. It's that simple. I'm dad, you are my son or daughter, or you're the mom and they are the son and the daughter. It's not, no, we're not friends. There's no even playing field here. This is not a democracy. I tell you what to do. I don't ask you what to do, but I say it out of the spirit of love. I need you to go take out the trash. Okay, Mom. Did you make sure the door was locked? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. That's it. Oh, so-and-so didn't take out the trash the other day. Anytime a child is saying something back to you like that in the school that I come from, they're talking back. And it's only a matter of time. As they get older, they will become more emboldened if you allow that behavior. That's bad behavior. Your child should never say anything back to you in terms of trying to go against what you already have told them that you want them to do. So cell phones, tablets, laptops, whatever the device is, or even cable television, hour and a half to 2 hours at a time out of a 24-hour day is sufficient. If your grades in school are bad or they're dropping, you don't need to have those things. Take them away. Parents, be a parent. Stop trying to be a friend. This is Brother Teacher. If you have anything that you want to add to this video, or any comments about what I've already said, and I touched on a whole lot of things actually, even though the whole premise was about cell phone devices and tablets and so forth as far as kids are concerned, young kids. I don't believe that they should be on the internet. Let me say this before I go. Your children have no business on the internet, period. They don't need to be on Google Plus. They don't need to be on Facebook. They don't need to be on Twitter. They don't need to be on YouTube. Not a child. Not at all. It's too much out there that can grab their little young influential minds and take them somewhere that they don't need to be. Wherever they go, wherever your children go, in the internet world, in the television world, in the media world, you should be there with them, governing what they watch and what they hear, what they see. This is Brother Teacher. I'm out.